This video is brought to you by Roguedeckbuilder.com. Purchase a playmat today and help us make the move to our new studio. We have over 10 playmats to choose from. Visit Roguedeckbuilder.com. Hi there, it's Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com, continuing our top 10 list. We are going to go on to number 5. Number 5 is a card that I've brewed a little bit in budget decks. I had a lot of fun with this in a commons and uncommons deck that I played, and as well as a Play on a Budget series or episode I did for Gathering Magic. Now this card, I also in M14 Limited, this was, even though it wasn't the greatest strategy ever to go this particular card, if it was open, I loved to pick these up because there's just so many cards in M14 that just worked around it. And the card that I'm going to talk about today is Angelic Accord, coming in at the 5th slot. So gaining 4 life, putting a 4/4 angel, and then being able to brew around little abilities. Like if you give those angels lifelink, like I did in M14 with various cards that could give lifelink, then you can trigger off another angel. And it worked really well with Bubbling Cauldron. It worked very well with the Trading Post, which were both in M14, and it worked great with Whip of Erebos and cards like Bloodmare and Viscopa. So without going into further detail with this card, we'll pull up Angelic Accord deck here on MTGO. So here's the deck that I've built. It does have a lot of 4-drops. We have a lot of scry lands to get us to where we need to be. I'm going to still go the kind of Goblin Rabblemaster or Young Pyromancer route to put in tokens that either can block or can be sacrificed to Bubbling Cauldron. There's a lot of cool little tricks in here. You can gain life with Riot Control, with Last Breaths. Your Last Breath has a really cool combination because you can actually make a token with either your Young Pyromancer or Goblin Rabblemaster, and it's just a way to actually get 4 life to actually trigger off the Angelic Accord. Then you have Spark Trooper in this. Spark Trooper will actually trigger off Angelic Accord. So I've got a Boros Charm Spark Trooper combination. We have Whip of Erebos Spark Trooper combination. Just so much synergies. This deck is just completely packed full of synergies. Now, I used to have a Trading Post in this deck. The problem is our 4 slot is way packed. So I thought I wouldn't go Trading Post. And there's in the sideboard we have Answers Against Control with like against UI control, we have Dreadbores and Obsolete Ghost Councils we can bring in. Against the hyper-aggressive decks, we have Anger. There should be one more Anger here. I need to put in one more Anger of the Gods. I think instead of maybe a Last Breath, or possibly, yeah, there was 3. Let's see here. We'll do, I want all the Last Breaths because they're really good against the hyper-aggressive decks and they actually kill Corsair Crewfix and whatnot. So maybe we don't quite need Riot Control, and yeah, we'll just go to the 2 of Anger Gods. That's fine. So this is the list I'll be running. Again, it's very greedy. We're running basically non-basic lands plus just 2 Mutavaults again for a little bit more utility. Mutavault with Whip of Erebos can get us back in this game. All you have to have is like a couple tokens with lifelink or like a Goblin Rabblemaster could actually swing in, and then you gain some life and you get an angel token, etc, etc, etc. So this deck can actually be very burn oriented. You have Boros Charms, you have War Leader's Helix, you have Stoke the Flames, you have the Magma Jets, and a lot of times those can just get the job done. I'm thinking about going back up to a 4 of Stoke the Flames because I like this card so much. And in like the burn decks, that's all you really want is the 4 damage spells. I mean, Lightning Strike's okay, Magma Jet's good for setting up your hand for further burn spells, but what really gets the job done is the like War Leader's Helix and the Stoke the Flames. So we're going to have that route as well, and we have ways to fill up our hand with Read the Bones. I could go the other card, the Toil Trouble, but Toil Trouble can kind of either be used to draw 2 cards, but it doesn't scry, and you still use 2 life. And Toil Trouble can also, let's just pull it up. I'll show you what Toil Trouble does. So Toil Trouble says target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life, so you can actually make your opponent lose 2 life, and then Trouble deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. So it's a little more versatile than Read the Bones, but I'm not quite sure it gets the nod. That Scry 2 is just so good in this deck. You need to find your combinations and your synergies, and I think that we'll continue with Read the Bones as a 3 of in this deck. We're going to be gaining life, so Read the Bones doesn't hurt us too much, and it's just a great card draw to get us to where we need. So Bloodborne is still very relevant in this format. There are a lot of white-black decks that Blood Baron is very hard to answer. I mean, right now, playing MTGO for the past week now, I've been seeing a lot of rug decks, a lot of mono-green decks, a lot of BG dredge decks, and I hope you guys aren't getting too tired of me playing against those type of decks, but they seem to be everywhere here. Pretty strong at the backswing of rotation. I think people are like me, they're wanting to play their favorite decks before rotation, so they're just getting in some last bit of fun before those cards rotate. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this list. We'll go on to play some games. This is Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.